Me mascot say we on our way.
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Planet X CACUS, or CACUS, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here we have a lovely image there of CACUS, Grimlock there in his bottom mode. There's his name. On this side, we have the Grimmy. On this side, we also have the Grimmy on the top, CACUS on the bottom, nothing on the back. Some obligatory product shots, things, that stuff, and things. Warning, don't eat anything this box that could be very bad for you. And that's basically it for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have CACUS, whatever us. But this is Planet X's take on IDW Grimlock. So yes, we're getting some comic book dinos here, and I am very happy, very happy. Not without its issues, but still a pretty good figure. But let's get in close here so we can take a look not at his magical chest, but at that dino noggin. There's the dino noggin. You can see, very nice Grimlocky head sculpt, but with that bit of a comic book feel to it. Nice red there for the eyes. And just a whole lot of black. But still, looks quite good. You see its little horns here can move around. But nice head sculpt. Not a whole lot to it, but very comic booky. You can see all the nice gold paint here, and you also get some silver as well for that collar area. You got the big chest piece here. Again, done in gold. You got some transparent plastic up front as well, with some nice details underneath. You got the reds, just a lot of that nice silver. You got some more of that transparent plastic there. Again, some nice golds and silvers. You get some spots of red as well. A little bit of silver there on the thighs. These big old chunky legs, these big old feet, big old gold toes. And some nice detail. Of course, you have the dino head. It's got a hanging out back there. It's a typical Grimlock backpack we got going on there. But all in all, not too shabby at all. I think he looks quite good. Now, articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint. So you have a little bit of wiggly-waggly. The neck itself is on a hinge at the base, so you can look up, do a total squirrel. You can totally do that. Can't look down. Head can do a full 360, and again, little horns here. You can move those around if you want to. Hey, things you can do if you want to do it. As far as the arms go, they're on a ratchet. They can do a full 360, but the wings kind of get in the way there. So you can get all the way around, outward. You can go that far. Again, on a nice ratchet. Moving on down the arms, we have a bicep rotation. You can move those shoulder pads out of the way too to accommodate that. As far as the elbows go, you do have a double jointed elbow. If you get that claw out of the way, you can get an extra click there. So you have a good range of movement there on the elbows. As far as the hands go, you have rotation. You have a joint that allows the hand to move inward if you need it to. As far as the fingers go, the thumb is on a ball joint at the base, and each finger is on a hinge at the base and a hinge right there. So you got some posable hands. You do have waist rotation, which is quite snug, but it moves. You do have an ab crunch as well, so you get some good crunchage going on. His chest can also rock from side to side, so you can get that going on if you need to. As far as the waistular region goes, you can move these panels up, get them out of the way. You got like a butt flap as well. You can move out of the way. So legs can move forward that far, back about that far, outward. You can do the full splits. You got thigh rotation, and you do have a very stiff knee joint. That'll give you about 90 degrees of bend. If you untab the knee itself, that's more for transformation, but you can do that, and it gives you a little extra bend there if you need it. And as far as the toes go, they can move up, they can move down. You do have tiltage, and you also do have a little heel piece here that will move for you as well. just to give you a little extra support there when you're posing him. Now, as far as accessories go, he includes his weaponry. He has his big old double-barreled blaster. Again, very G1-y, but with that comic booky vibe to it. He's got some little bits of red in there. And just all done in black. So you got that going on. And you do have his mighty sword, done in a nice transparent plastic there for the blade. You get some red, you get some gold in there as well. You also have a little magnet here. I'll show you what that's for in a bit. But a nice Grimlock sword, and of course, he can wield his weapons. And there is a tab in the palm that is meant for these grooves here. Actually, we'll put the sword in his right hand. And it does hold in nice and securely. So you got that going on. And then as far as the gun goes, you can just kind of slot that in there. Like so. And you can pew pew slash slash, pew pew slash slash, and all of that good stuff right there. And if you want to go one step further with the comic book accuracy, he does have a pair of red hands. Because, hey, red hands. He did have the red hands in the comic book. And the hands are just on a clip. You just give it a tug and unclip it. And then just clip on the new hands. And voila, now he has red hands. And hey, it's a thing you can do if you want to do it. Me, personally, I'm not a fan of the red hands. I will display him with the black hands, but hey, as always, it's yours. Display it however you wish. So there you have that, and now for comparison. Here he is with Planet X's video game Grimlock. It's even much larger. Here he is with Mastermind Creations IDW Rodimus. With Generation Toys, IDW Prime. I don't have my Masterpiece Grimlock readily available, but here he is with MP44. You can see he is pretty much, you know, Masterpiece scaled. He's a big guy. He's a big boy. And lastly, but not leastly, here he is with the Studio Series Grimlock. So, there you go! So that is basically it for the robot mode, and I think it looks wonderful. It looks gorgeous in my opinion. I dig it very much because I love that IDW design. But let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. So, first thing we are going to do is we're going to just get the hands all situated. So you want to open up this panel here. You want to rotate the hand so it is palm up. And then just flip the hand in, close that up, and then you can bring the dino foot up. You can bring this little claw down. This is on a stiff joint. There we go. Oops. And there we go. So got that done. Same thing on the other side. Second vest is just like the first. Palm up, open that up, and flip that in, close that up, bring that foot up, and there you go. So now what we want to do is we want to take the shoulders and shift them down. So you're going to be rotating it towards you. So just bring this down. Just use all those joints at your disposal here. And just bring that down. You can see how much lower the shoulder is sitting now. So do the same thing on the other side. Just rotate all this down. Come on. Joints are very stiff as well. There you go. Now we got his shoulders down and out of the way, although these are going to be in the way a lot. That's the one issue I have with this figure, is that clearance is at a bare minimum to non-existent. So, yeah, but it is what it is. But now we're going to take the backpack here. It just unpegs, comes up on a double hinge, and then we're going to take these little sections here, these little panels, just bring those down. And bring that down. At this point now, you can bring his little horns down if you want to. They don't really get in the way either way, but you can bring them down. So we want to untab. Actually did it for me, but the dino head does tab in right there via those little tabs. Just undo the dino head, bring it up, You can see there's this little red post here you flip out. So at this point now, we're going to take all of this. You can see a lot of it is the typical, you know, Grimlock transformation. So just get things working around. Again, clearance. Just going to get things worked around best you can. There we go. So get that up and over his head. Bring the dino head down, and you can see this will peg in at either side of this panel here. So just get that lined up on either side. Tab that all together. Bring this down, and this part of the chest will tab in right here. So just give it a push, and that'll just tab in and lock that in place right there. Get his little dino arms out of the way. There we go. And that's pretty much the upper part all done, and now you have some kind of weird monstrosity here. Sure. Anyway. So now that we got that done, that was the easy part. So now we're gonna work on the not so easy part, which is getting the legs and everything into place. This is the part that's kind of not fun. So get these legs just kind of up and out of the way. Again, they're going to be in the way pretty much regardless, but just get them out of the way as best you can. Actually, maybe at this point we can shift them back up to kind of robot mode position, or at least as high up as we can get them. And that'll help a little bit. There we go. So this butt plate here, just bring this up and get that up and out of the way. And now we can work on the legs. So let's just lay him down. So what's going to happen here is you want to not bump the camera. That's what we don't want to do. We want to open this panel up right here. That will allow us to get in here and open all of this up. This panel will flip in. These panels will flip in like that. Then this panel here on the bottom of the foot, just bring that out. These sections will fold out. At this point now, you want to untab the knee. Just untab that and bring that back so you can take the tail and just bring this up and just swing it around to the outside and get that out of the way. So once you have done that, we can also just flip the toe in, collapse that in like so. Now this lower section of the leg here is on a hinge, so you just want to shift that upward like that. You can see how that moves. Shift that upwards so you can then open this up like that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to collapse up this ratchet right here. So just collapse that up. This is a very tight ratchet also. Yeah, there we go. Collapse that up as far as it'll go. Right there. Now once you've done that, what we're going to do, and you also want to make sure that the hip is facing that, you know, it's in the kind of a straight position. So you're going to take this, and this is going to swing under and over all of this. And again, those legs are going to be in your way no matter what, but just try to get everything situated as best you can. Oh, a couple things I always forget to do the first time. Don't know why I always forget to do this. This right here, flip that in. That gets flipped into the leg. There you go, flip that into the leg. This little panel also gets flipped into the leg. There we go. Now we're ready. I did the same thing in the JTI. I don't know why I always forget to do that. But anyway, now flip all this up. I have a little less things to deal with. There we go. That'll come up and over. This will come in like so. So just get everything kind of situated there. And once you get it in the right place, should allow you to close this back up. Again, that's if you have it in the right place, if you have the hips in the right place, everything is in the right place. That should close up, no problem, but yet it is giving me problems. Here we go. Okay, there we go. So you just had a foot in your face the whole time. You can see what's happening here. There we go. And there you have it. And you can see here, there are these tab right here. It's going to end up in the slot right here. So if you don't have it in the right place, you can see where things are not lining up. You have to make sure that this hip is down where it needs to be, because otherwise everything else will be a pain in the butt to line up. So you have to make sure things are just right, just so that can go where it needs to go when it needs to go there. You can rotate this back up as well. But yeah, this is the part of the transformation that's kind of not fun. When I say kind of not fun, I mean really not fun, honestly, because these legs are kind of a pain in the butt. Those legs are a pain in the butt. His butt's not a pain in the butt. The legs are a pain in the butt. But the legs are connected to the butt. So, you know, hey. Anatomy. But I think we got this down as far as it will go. I think we'll see what happens. But anyway, we pretty much got that done. Now, second verse is just like the first. Open it up. Open that up. Flip. Flip. Open that up. Bring that out. Undo the knee. Like so. And get the tail. Up and over. Like that. Don't forget to flip all this in. Flip that in. And flip in the toe. There we go. Okay. So now, again, I'm going to collapse this leg up on the hinge. Yeah. Actually, let me rock this up here. Open that up. Give it a little bit more of a leverage point here. Again, the ratchet's very tight. Very, very tight ratchet. Again, get that as far as it'll go. I think I got it. There we go. And then, again, bring this up and over. And we're going to have even less clearance now, because now this leg is in the way. So you really are just kind of pushing things around and past things. And of course, the legs are in the way, because they're just in the way. There we go. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. Get that closed up. Flip down this little knee pad here. Okay. Okay. There we go. We are somewhere in a place where things can happen now, I believe. Okay. Cool. 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 Okay, so at this point, you just want to tab the two halves together. Multiple points here. Underneath as well. Tabbing points here. Oops, make sure this is closed up. This little panel is closed in as well. Lots of things we want to make sure are lined up. Come on, Grimmy. Work with me. Work with me. There we go. Boom. Okay. Grimlock doesn't want to work with me today. Why? Because he's the king. He does what he wants. Alright. So at this point now, we can undo the tail. So the tip of the tail here, you can see, just is secured via this posted port right there. So just undo that. And undo that. And just use these hinges to bring the two halves in. And then just peg it all together. All the way up. To the tippity tip. And there we go. Ooh, boy. Okay. So now let's work on another kind of annoying part here. So, again, you got two tabs that are going to go into these two slots right here. So get that in place. Hopefully, if you got everything right, it should pop into place. And if they're not, it means you probably didn't get it right, which means I probably don't have this right in some way, shape, or form. There we go. There we go. It should pop in like that. You want to bring this up, and this is basically going to brace this section here. There's a little port for it. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a port for it up there. So what has to happen here is some kind of gymnastics. So helps if you shift these panels out, because they have to anyway. So shift these panels out. And what's supposed to happen here is you have to kind of connect multiple things at the same time here. So this section, this little section right here, has to end up underneath these 2 points right here. So try to get that done, and then you have to make sure these are not in the way, so you can get that in the way, because these have to tab in here on either side. And just a lot of things you're not going to be able to do at the same time. Because things are in the way, and, you know, but we'll try. We'll try. So, you know what? We'll attach these points first. And get that done right there on either side. So, now, again, we have to bring this down, and this just has to go under these two bits here. So just kind of, if you can, just kind of wiggle them under. And this is honestly not the best way to do it, but honestly, there is no best way to do it, at least from what I've found. You are just kind of pushing things around things, which I'm not a fan of, but there we go. Let's pop that in. There you go. So once you've done that, you kind of bring these panels up. This panel is going to just tab in right there. Bring that up, and that panel will tab in right there. And once you've done that, these two panels will just meet right here in the middle, like so. To finish up his back, make sure the tail and everything is all secured. Wheesh. Okay, so we're pretty much on the home stretch here. So what we are doing now is we're going to kind of get his dino legs back where they need to be, because I have to kind of shift them. There we go. Okay, let's get them back into their original position. So at this point now, you want to take these sections here, shift them up like that. Rotate the leg around so his toes are facing forward. Second verse, just like the first. Just undo that. Shift it up. Like so. Rotate that around. And there we go. Now we just have to get him standing. Now getting him standing also is a little bit of a chore. He's not really the most stable. If you want him standing right anyway, the way he's supposed to, you know, supposed to be standing. You can have him standing kind of G1 Grimlock style and have him just kind of standing on his tail, which you can totally do if you want to. But this version of Grimlock, just kind of do the more, you know, how a T-Rex is supposed to stand kind of deal. But as always, you can display it how you want. There you go. A little bit of a balancing act, but once you get the legs just right, he should be cool. But there you go. We are done. Woo! So there you have Grimlock in his dino. I'm not going to spin him. Bad things will happen. Just bad things will happen. But there you have Grimlock in his dino mode. And it's a bit of a chore to get there, but once you get there, he looks awesome. It just looks like it jumped right off of the comic books. And I dig it. I really, really dig it. But let's get in close here so we can take a look at that dino noggin. I love this head sculpt. I know some people kind of have a problem with it, but I love the way this looks. Again, it's very comic booky. It's accurate to the comic books, and it just has so much character. That's what I love about this head sculpt. It has just so much character. There's so much personality going on here, and I totally, totally dig it. You got some nice silvers there, silver for the teeth. Really nicely done. Really, really nicely done. You get this nice gold here for the bottom of the neck, some nice detail going on. A little dino claws. Some like serrated dino claws. Nice and spiky. Like it. I like it. But again, get some more of that gold. And we got some details we already saw here in the robot mode, but still some nice silvers, some nice golds all around. Once it all comes together, it's just nice and smooth. Again, it's kind of a chore to get there, but once you get there, the end result is quite awesome looking in my opinion. Nice dino tail. Yeah, all in all, I dig it. I very much dig it. And yes, there is the top. There is the bottom. Does he slide like he slides like dinos should slide? Hooray for sliding dinos. That's dangerous. I'm going to stop doing that. And for comparison, here he is with the Planet X video game Grimlock. And here he is with Studio Series Grimlock. So, there you go! Now as far as articulation goes, the mouth can open and close very wide. You also have a nice little tongue in there, which is also posable. Again, you got some nice silver in there as well. Lots of molded detail. Even there, you can see the inside of his mouth actually has a lot of molded detail in there. But very nice. The head itself can move up and down. You get a little bit of side-to-side wiggle waggle. The neck itself can move up and down some, and also some side-to-side there. So you get some posability there in the head and neck. Little dino arms can rotate around the ball joints, can move in and out. You got an elbow joint there with about 90 degrees of bend. His little dino claws are on hinges. The legs, I mean, work just like just like they do in robot mode. They can rotate, they can move out, only but so far, because you only have so much clearance there. You get the knees, and of course you can adjust this however you want. His little dino claws are on hinges as well. That can move up and down. This little claw back here, you can adjust if you want to. The tail has a good amount of posability. You have hinges on each section that allow you to move from side to side, as well as hinges that allow the tail to move up and down. So, oops. But yeah, get some nice articulation there in the tail. Very nice articulated tail. So you can kind of get some little kind of wiggly poses going on there. Not to an extreme account, but still, you get some nice posability there in the tail. So that's pretty much it. Let me get his legs to it. Again, he's not very stable in dino mode. You have to kind of get his legs just right to make sure he will stand perfectly. And again, if you want him standing like G1 Grimlock style and just kind of have him kind of more so just kind of standing on his tail, you can totally do that. Again, hey, it's totally up to you what you want to do there. Whatever you want to do, it's yours. Display it how you want. I don't care. But there is one more feature to show off here, and that is some lights. He's got some lights in his dino noggin. And to access the battery compartment, you just pop off the top of his head here, like so. You can see the battery compartment is right in here, and it just comes right out. It takes one CR927 battery, which is not included. You will have to get that yourself, but you can get them cheap on Amazon. But you just put the battery in, and just pop that back into his noggin. Pop the top of his noggin back in, and this is where the sword comes into play, because there's a little magnet right here, and you use the magnet to boop, turn his eyes on. And his eyes will glow a nice red. It's kind of hard to see because I got a lot of light going on here. But his eyes do glow a nice red. You use the magnet, turn it back off. Boop. You just massage his forehead. Boop. And that's how that works. But pretty cool effect there. So there you go. So there you have CACUS, and yeah, I mean, nicely done figure for the most part. The robot mode looks amazing, the dino mode looks amazing. The transformation though, that's where it loses some points because it's not as smooth as I would like. This clearance is at a bare minimum to non-existent, and that's something I genuinely don't like, but once you get it all together, the end result looks fantastic. Just getting there is a bit of a chore, unfortunately. So the engineering could have been a bit smoother. That's my one big critique of this figure. But all in all, though, looks cool. I hope they do the rest of the Dinobots, because I would love to have a full team of IDW Dinobots. That would be amazing. Oh my god, please. Please, Planet X, do that. Please, please, please. But also, please, please, please make the engineering just a bit better and a bit smoother. That's my one request, my added request. But there you go. Now, if you would like this or any other Planet X figures, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There'll be a link in the description down below, so you can check that out. You can also check out my third-party Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love Peace Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Planet X CACUS, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, boom in your face. don't know why I stare at these monitors. I just do. But it does! Grimlock, what did I tell you about walking around the base in your dino mode? Don't walk around base in dino mode. Don't walk around the base in dino mode. Freaks people out. It just freaks you out. It freaks me out! And what's that? You have something stuck in your teeth. What is that? Nothing. Spit it out. Come on. Spit it out. Come on now. I said spit it out. Oh, Primus. Oh.